Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mark, where I like talking all things music, news stories, and my own personal series, Mark Under the Microscope, where I give you an inside look into who I am as a person through inspirational and motivational vlogging. So if you like things like that, please remember to slash that like button and annihilate that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell. I drop videos like this every Monday and Friday and every day in between. And also, leave me comments down below. I love interacting with you guys, and I also do subscriber requests, so huge shout out to my subscribers out there. I love you guys because without you, there would be no me and there would be no channel. But I think I've talked enough, so let's just jump straight into these videos. Let's go!
I knew you'd come. Somehow I just knew you'd find me. Not knowing where I was or when I was coming back sent you crazy. I kept my spies on you.
Church!
Come on, church. Creek Squad.
Last year was amazing, this year is greatness. My skills on the radius, shaking on pavement. I ain't gonna pick up these stereotypics, just handing you bars like relays in Olympics.
Hey.
No miscommunication, cause we get out kicking like we on vacation. The level I'm on is a new realization, so I'm in a studio down in my basement. Story time, grab the marijuana and the pickle sausage harder than the cage supper in the middle of the summer. Here's a plastic cup full of warm hot water. No steam on me, boy, I'm sitting in the sauna. Yeah, I came in the game looking just like this. No hot promoters to come and pop my shit. Said, hold it, you wanna sing a rap? I said, I ain't gonna choose between two and ain't gonna answer one. You ain't gonna wanna, cause I get the clapping like an encore. Ain't about to happen, motherfucker. Tar smash an activist, trash actor. The theater classes ain't even practicing. Why is everybody laughing like an SNL skit on a one everybody missed? Is that the game sweating me right now, dog? Do you smell that shit? Yep, hip hop body mist. Heat and dry heaves. I control the climate and the climax. I look good on an 8K, even in a dark theater on a motherfucking IMAX. Motion picture, smoke, swisher, potent thriller. I am in the fucking ocean, Mr. Boats and hoses, looking like the only business. Good thing I'm on land and I don't need bitches. We can go toe to toe, tell your homie, yo, world star. Mirror crow, cop your head on a .com. So mayonnaise, turtleneck, made of Teflon. Bates Motel, I got a bed you can sleep on. Diced up, sitting in the bottom of a bathtub. I tend to grab the battery, yes, some rappers act up. That's no life shack, he'll say. He does have like 600K subs. Man, all these rap stars, man, all these rap charts. Everybody a bullseye for me, I stay drunk, wear the damn darts. So bullseye, move, God. Hey, bullseye again. Michael Jordan dunking over everybody like Muggsy blocking when he slams it in. So Universal got the aliens partying, drunk driving, chromed out UFOs, ran it into Pluto, NASA come back. Like, actually, it's considered a moon. Elon Musk is blind in a plate full of artists, cut him open by the heart like an interstellar chupacabra. Pincho me huevos, you pendejo. A broken ass sink couldn't match my flow. With a fucking like a retro red show, serve hella good food if the entree's done. My nickname should be the fucking Irish Springs. I got clean bars in my dirty mouth. So, my Vans, bro. 89 gas in my Ford Bronco. Too much money in rims, truck looking like shit, but my buddy stayed fucking out the window yelling West Side how. And now that I got that out of the way, there is some stuff that I do wanna say. One is I love you, the other one thing. Didn't get this far without y'all as a fan base.
Hey.
World, just look at my face. I'm cracking this mama cause you know my pace. You know that I typed this in 45 minutes cause I was all hyped up on birthday cake. I'm 28 now, 27 won't square up. Curse of the old me, don't want none of the new one. Hard ass cracker, nah, tough little crouton. Could be a toilet, still not get pooped on.
Ooh, come on.
Lane, you're down there, so how's my PT? My voice addicting, these songs are free base, never straw in your brain. Overdose on sound waves. Sound the alarm, making on some nuclear bomb. She click a YouTube button when I'm sick of the nonsense. Duke Nukem had a hater looking unresponsive. Just know that I don't have a hip hop conscious. Church! Hey man, y'all ain't seen shit yet. You just wait. Shout out to all your action pages. Y'all this shit too.
That was dope. That was hot. I like that. Okay, so I quickly want to talk about Upchurch with the Middle Child remix. And I want to sit here and talk about how I'm starting to think that Upchurch is not mortal with this, because it's so crazy how I'm sitting here coming from listening to Rolling Stone and to sit here and from all these reactions up until now, and it seems like with every reaction that I do, I get surprised even more. And I want to say that the reason why I'm so surprised is because I loved how he switched up his flow. He switched up his flow at least like, I don't even know if it was 10. He had to switch up his flow at least 10 times in this track. Like, and this is what makes him so amazing and so dope to sit and so versatile as an artist, because it's like I sit there and I still think about when I listened to Rolling Stone and when I first heard that song, and I heard how in his bravado it sounded almost like, it was almost like an opera-esque type of vibe, where he was giving me within that opera type of country type of vibe, because it was almost like a yodel and mixed in with like a yodel almost within his bravado and hear him sing. But then to sit there and see how he could do such a 360, and to sit there and see how he can flow, he has bars, he can sit there and rap, is like so mind-boggling and so crazy. Like, it's like I'm not even shocked anymore, because it's like I sat there and listened to Rap Demon, I've listened to this with Middle Child, I've listened to Hideous One, I've listened to his Blue Jean Face disc, I've listened to the other second disc where I'm still saying you're disrespectful for that one, Church. Actually, you were disrespectful for both of those, but I digress. But that was so amazing, the way that you could sit there and just piece and formulate together these bars and your lyrics and your metaphors, and the way that you sit there and you show people that you are not just like a country artist, like you're not just a singer, that you are a rapper. And sometimes I feel like that's what people fail to realize sometimes, and that's why people sit there and pick battles with certain people, because within this genre and in this industry, sometimes you have to learn to pick fights. And I feel like some people, they sit there and get it misconstrued sometimes, because they sit there and they think that, oh, well, maybe because Upchurch is this person who's from Tennessee and he's from like down in the country, that he lives where he comes from, and his background and him being a white American man, that he can't sit there and flow. But it's like, do you forget that we have an Eminem? Like, and I'm not sitting there saying that Upchurch is Eminem, but I'm just sitting there saying, so please don't try to come for me in the comments for anybody who's a big Eminem fan and who might not be an Upchurch fan. But I'm speaking of the simple fact is because I feel like a lot of people tend to forget that you don't have to sit there and be black, or you don't have to sit there and be Latino, or you don't have to be any type of minority to sit there and give head nod, or to sit there and show proper homage and respect to the rap form, and to be able to flow and rap and have bars. And I feel like that's what Upchurch has. I don't feel like he's culture vulture, being a culture vulture, or he's culture jacking, because really he's being himself and he's speaking his truth through his lyrics and his artistry and his music. I mean, you hear it. He's not rapping about, he's not sitting there talking about, oh, I grew up in the city, I grew up in New York, and I'm sitting there busting heads, I'm sitting there holding people up at gunpoint, and I'm rolling through the streets of Harlem, and I'm sitting there in Compton, and I'm in Chicago and places like that. He's talking about being in the country, in the woods, and being back in like Tennessee somewhere. Like, he's being true to himself and he's sticking to himself, but still giving you lyrics, still giving you punchlines, still giving you bars, and still sticking to himself while still remaining true to himself. And it's like you can't help but to respect that when you sit there and listen to an artist who could sit there and do stuff like that, do things like that. And I feel like a lot of people, where they sit there and misconstrue, because I see like a lot of comments like where I'm just sitting there lurking a lot of times, where like I could see on maybe Instagram or Twitter or just other people's YouTube videos like, oh, he sucks, he's this and this and this and this. I'm like, but do you listen to his artistry, and do you really actually feel like you listen to his music? Because it's like sometimes you gotta just have an unbiased opinion about people. And that's why when I sat there and went from reacting from Rolling Stone, and then and then I went into reacting to the first rap song. I can't remember the first rap song I reacted to his but I just know it was lyrically dope. But just sitting there to just see, you have to go in with an open mind. You can't sit there and go in with any biases, or you can't sit there and be like, oh well, he's gonna be this, or he's gonna try to be this way or be that way. You have to sit there and look at things through a open glass lens, like, and look at it at an open perspective, and sit there and give proper respect where proper respect is due. And I feel like he's earned that, because he shows that. And not only how he ripped Middle Child by J. Cole, who is one of my favorite rappers, like that. And I love this song because I happen to be a middle child, but I love this song. I think that is so dope. And just for him to be able to jump on this and beat, and to be able to switch his flow, his cadence, and just to be able to rhyme style, and his rhyme scheme, and just everything, and just to be able to remind you daily that I just don't sing. He sits there and be like, I have bars, I have metaphors, I have punchlines. I can't, like, I feel like this is one of those songs, like, where he's sitting there sending a warning shot to you, like, don't forget, I will body you if I have to. Like, and that's what I like about Upchurch, because he sits there and stays true to himself. He sticks to himself. He doesn't try to be somebody he's not. He sits there and raps about what is true to him, what affects him, and he's gonna sit there and he's like, hate it or love it, I'm gonna be me. And like, you have no choice but to respect it. And I loved it. I thought that was dope. And like I said, I'm a part of Creek Squad, so it doesn't matter. I became a fan of Creek Squad ever since I listened to Rolling Stone, because that was just a whole different sound that I heard, like from a country type of vibe of a song. So I love when people sit there and when artists can do something that's outside the box and make you sit there and perk up and want to hear more from them. And since that song and listening to that song, it made me a fan of his, because I love people who do things that are not the norm or not in the same dynamic. They sit there and step outside and try something different and want to be different, and I love that, and I have no choice but to respect that. And I respect Ryan Upchurch as an artist, because he's an amazing artist, and I just think he's lyrically gifted and talented, and that's all I can sit there and say. And that this song was amazing, this rendition of Middle Child. So let me know what you thought in the comments below of Upchurch with Middle Child. And with that being said, please remember to be safe out there. Remember to stay awesome, be awesome, because you guys are all awesome. This is your boy Mark, and I'm signing off. Deuces.
They need rappers like me. They need rappers like me, so they can get on their fucking keyboards and make me the bad guy, Chung Lee. Hey, yo, I've been